And good Saturday morning. How are you? I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and welcome. 62 right now. Boy, that sure is nice. We won't even make it to 80 today. 79 is the high as we're expecting. A few clouds maybe early, but by the afternoon, we'll be full sunshine. I almost said that wrong, but full sunshine throughout the area. It's going to be a great day. Hope you enjoy yourself. There's lots to do. A couple of things that we know of in the community, and if you've got an event that we're not aware of, let us know. We'll be glad to talk about that this morning. Also, Corey said college game day, and it is from all over, so y'all be careful. There'll be a lot of traffic on the highways headed toward USM in different areas there. Good morning from Clark County, Patsy Gilbert. Glad to see you there. From House, Anitra, Miss Humphreys. Good to see you're up and at 'em today as we begin this. Chunky, Jeff Cleveland, how are you doing? Well, let's start out with a few things that has gone on. Let me show you a picture of this as we begin. And I'm not going to say, let's see here, I have to do this, didn't do it before we went on, so it'd show correctly. As we pull this up, this is 17th Avenue that you're looking at here in this picture. This is B Street. What we want to do is focus right here on this business here. Y'all see that? That's Riley's Screen and Windows. As we zoom in on that and get you a good look there. Let's go here to the street corner and take a look at where this really is. Let's just go out. This is B Street. Here's the 18th Avenue Bridge right across that railroad track there. The business sits here. For the second time in 3 weeks, they've been burglarized. They've been robbed twice. It happened at the end of September, at the beginning of September, and then again this week. Late Thursday night, early Friday morning, they would be hit again. I was waiting on the video. He does have video of the culprits or suspects that did break in. We'll hope to get them today. They broke in Thursday night, the first time at 11:15. They would return at 1:45 a.m. to finish getting the rest. And again, how do you stay in business without your tools to do your trade? They replaced their tools and then hit again within a 3-week period. You cannot stay in business in Meridian without your equipment. We all know that. 2 times in 3 weeks. And this is happening to more businesses. I don't get them every one. Not everybody likes to talk about that they've been broken into. Maybe it's a pride thing. But I urge you, if your business, somewhere you work, has been hit, let us know so we can tell everyone about it, to be on the lookout. And as soon as we get the pictures of the people that did this, we're going to share that so you can see them, and if you know them, report that to police. We hate to see this happen in our city, but it's becoming an all too common thing, isn't it? We know that. No major crimes overnight. A few fights here and there. The Meridian Police Department, the County Sheriff's Department were busy all night, but there were no major crimes that I'm aware of. Daylight is just breaking. You never know what will come out from what happened in the darkness that we don't know about. We'll be checking on that throughout the day to make sure. I shared a few of these on a good note to make us all smile. Did you see these pictures that came in from the Meridian Airport? An F-18. Boy, this thing sure is pretty as it came in to have a couple of repairs as we pulled that up. Isn't that a gorgeous plane? As we look at a few more of these as it's sitting there on the tarmac at Keyfield Meridian. Beautiful plane there. A big thank you to Scott for sharing those pictures with us. We've got a few more that I'll share that is flown into Meridian that is just absolutely gorgeous. There's a lot of activity that rolls into our little area that sometimes isn't known. Let's see here what we've got next. I wanted to tell you, I got in an email, and this was sent out by the city of Meridian. They've asked us that all media, that if we get a email from them, to please give credit to the city of Meridian when we read something that is written by them. So I'm giving credit to the city of Meridian before I read you about Halloween. They wrote this and they sent it to me. The city of Meridian has announced Halloween will be observed on Monday, October the 31st from 6 p.m. till dark. The age limit for trick-or-treaters is 14 and under. Again, City of Meridian sent that to us, and glad to know that. Let's see what else we have shaping this morning. If you're getting ready, the last weekend of Cruisin the Coast, we've been getting pictures all week of cars and people that have been down here. Let's show you a few of these if you're headed down there this morning to take a look around. Chevelle, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's a lot of people put a lot of money in this. Broncos, that's worth a small fortune there. 72 model there, 57 Chevrolet. The list just goes on and on. Now, if that's not a tie down, I don't know of one. If you're looking at that, and that is to show that these straps will hold your car in place on a trailer. This car turned upside down, just showing how strong they are. Pretty interesting, isn't it? Hope you can make it down and enjoy that. It is a beautiful thing. I got this picture early this morning, and I know times are tough on us here in Meridian also, but as we look to other parts of the United States, now, I know what you're going to say. They make a little bit more money than us in these other states. They do. But it's the sign of what comes to Mississippi a little bit later. This was sent in from Lake Tahoe, California this morning. Have you seen this picture yet? Gas, $6.99 for a regular unleaded, plus $7.19. If you want the good stuff, $7.29, .99. California is where that is. Let's just call that $7.30 a gallon. How will America make it off of this? I'm worried about it as much as you are. That's just some kind of expensive there. A big thank you to Danielle Maxwell for sending that in. Do appreciate that. We did have a minor accident yesterday afternoon near the industrial park as we go out toward Meridian there. We look at the picture here. This is what we've got right in this area right there, right at Marion Russell Road and Old Homestead Road. 2 cars involved. No injuries, but little incident there that slowed traffic just a few moments if you were in that area. We also, and let me see if I can find that, we had a fender bender also by Chick-Fil-A yesterday. There on South Frontage Road. Anybody in that area yesterday got slowed up by that? 2-car incident there. Now, as you'll see there, no one seriously hurt in that either, but boy, sure would scare you to think that somebody dropped one of those waffle fries. They're just too good to lose, aren't they? But that happened yesterday. Hope everybody's okay. You always get shaken up when you have a fender bender, without a doubt. Let's look around some other things that are happening across the area here. We go to Meridian, Mississippi, and this is a really, really feel-good story. As we go to this, Sergeant Spivey, if you're not aware with him, he was brought into the Meridian Police Department a little over a year ago. He was promoted yesterday, as we pull up the pictures here. Here's him and his parents. They go above and beyond to help him. He's been promoted to corporal. Mississippi Highway Patrol was out, the police chief, and also the mayor, all joined in to give him a big thumbs up there as he was promoted. Birthday cake, whole 9 yards. Hope it was a great day for him as he enjoyed himself. Corporal Spivey. Oh, actually, whoa, I made a mistake. He's been moved to captain. Let me back up on that. But I hope it was a great day. Turned out well for him. Great little guy there. We do send condolences. I made this post, and I didn't go into a lot of details, nor will I right now. But we've all heard talk of that something that happened in Neshoba County. I made this post, and this was directly from the school, and also Chief Cyrus Ben, as we take a look at this, that as he puts, our community and schools have experienced a very tough time this week. Let us all continue to lift up family, friends, and classmates at the Choctaw Central High School faculty and staff, and our thoughts and prayers are with them. I ask all tribal members and friends to take time to share a word of compassion to someone in your life that needs it. Let's make ourselves available to those in need, be a friend to lean on, and provide words of encouragement during tough times. There is strength and comfort in the Lord always. Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my fictitious right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Again, that comes from the chief of the Choctaw Nation as they mourn the loss of someone at Choctaw Central High School. Our condolences go out to them during this tough time. Very, very sad there. Good morning, everybody. A lot of y'all up and stirring today. And Denise says she does pray the burglars are caught there. We do too, without a doubt. As we go to South Mississippi, I look around of headlines and things that are going on. Did y'all see where Royce is opening up a new plant on the Mississippi Gulf Coast? Boy, that is wonderful. A little over 200,000 square feet that they're opening. It will bring jobs to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Tate Reeves was down for the grand opening of that. I just Anyone noticed you haven't seen Tate in East Mississippi opening a new business lately? I have. I just hadn't seen him. Boy, it sure would be nice for this eastern side of Mississippi to get it. You always hear about North Mississippi, South Mississippi, and even over on the west side, over Jackson. You remember they had the Amazon plant not long ago, but boy, this eastern side, I hadn't seen a lot of activity lately. Have y'all? Maybe I missed something. Tell me if I did. Maybe we need to check in with the EMBDC and see what they're working on to bring to our neighborhood, to bring old Tate over for a ribbon cutting ceremony. It's great for the state to get things, but it'd also be nice over here on this eastern side to, well, get a bone or two every once in a while, wouldn't it? I think everybody would like that. More jobs means great things. This is sad. We've talked about this before, and I rank this as the lowest of low what people do out there when you fool with people's mamas. And, well, the next subject that you just don't do is cemeteries. Someone has vandalized a cemetery in Stark, Vegas, Mississippi. Why? They even went in and broke open a vase and threw out ashes as they vandalized the cemetery. Someone's loved one done. That's just wrong, but that did happen. That police are investigating it. Hopefully, they will make an arrest before long on that. I'm not sure they got any leads, but we sure hope so. The next, if you read the headlines on this of what I mentioned was going on, disturbing. As we go to Macon, Mississippi, which is just due north of here, Noxubee County, due north of Scuba, some 22 miles from there, we found out that a mother abandoned a baby in the woods. It was there for about 30 minutes before family discovered it. Now, what it would be was a 15-year-old was pregnant, had not told anyone. The family had no idea that she was pregnant. She gave birth to the baby in the bathroom, took it to the woods, and left it. I assume they heard crying is the best way I can describe this. Police were called to the scene. From what I'm understanding, there's not going to be any charges being filed because the baby is good condition, is the way it's being worded. The baby didn't die, so they're not pressing charges that she was 15 years old. This is bad. Horrible. I don't know where that is leading. I would have expected, no matter age on that, charges on that, because had it not been discovered, it would have died. It's a sad situation either way around. Again, I don't know the family. I don't know the details, but God be with them. And hopefully someone will talk to this young mother, get all that worked out. I don't know who the child will end up with in the end. If it will go to child services or family members will be able to take it. A lot of prayers needed in that one there. As we go to Jackson, Mississippi, always something there, isn't it? Not usually great news that we get out of Jackson, as we learned that one person has been killed, 2 others injured at a shooting at a gas station. Those words just kind of go together, doesn't it? Jackson, shooting, happens there. I think it's nearing 100 deaths this year. Meridian still ranks at 11 murders for the year. Jackson, right at 100. Capitol Police in Jackson did catch some burglars there. Within there, they were in a parking garage going to steal a car. They got them. That's good news. Glad to see that. Do you remember the person we brought up this week that was on a bicycle that was hit and killed on the Mississippi Gulf Coast? Awful, awful. They have identified the gentleman. He was 51-year-old Randall Laws. He died from blunt force. The bad part about this whole story was that someone hit him, backed up, and drove off and left him there to die. They have found that person and made an arrest, too. And that is good. They did get in touch with family after a while. It took a while. I think his family lived out of town. We did have some fake calls, and this has been a pretty common thing across the United States. Now, I'm not sure if it's because of social media. I'm not sure how to tell you, but it is a common occurrence these days, and it happened. DeSoto Central High School is where this went. Fake calls of shooters. Now, it was spring break. There was no one at the school, but someone called in a fake call that there were shooters on campus. Of course, police investigated. I think it was about 3 different schools that was called into. They were on spring break. And if no one didn't know, boy, this slipped up on us. Columbus Day is going to be Monday. Anybody aware of that? That just kind of eased up on us. I would expect that banks and things like that in our local area will be closed. Now, I'm fixing to shock you with what I'm fixing to say. There's parts of America that no longer want to call that Columbus Day. I'm trying to remember if I can properly pronounce what they call it in other parts. Indigenous? How do you say that word? People's Day. I'm close to it. Hopefully we'll never have to resort to that in the Southland of calling it that. It's Columbus Day. The guy who discovered the Americas. Columbus, Ohio. He even took down the statue of Columbus. Found him offensive. Man died broke, poor. It's just shocking what has become of our nation and things that are no longer acceptable that I scratch my head and don't understand. 15-year-old has been injured with a shooting involving a Mississippi police officer. Gulfport, this was on the Gulf Coast, they showed up. Kids were waving guns. Someone was injured. Kids don't need guns at that age, 15. We all know that. Did you see what the death toll now has reached 101 in the destruction of Ian as he came ashore as a Category 4, right at that Cat 5. It was so close to a Cat 5, going down in its history, to my knowledge, as a 4 at this point. But 101 deaths so far. We'll wait to see what becomes of this. That number climbs even higher. I'm trying to pronounce that. I can't do it. You know, there's just certain words that your mouth cannot get out. Tammy says she's offended by the offended. I think a lot of us are offended, aren't we? That's a tough one for me. Bill says he's just going to call it Columbus Day. I'm going to work on that. I have to, words like, oh, there it is, indigenous. Thank you, Jeanette. I appreciate that. I have to spell things out the way they sound when it's a word that I'm not used to like that. Well, you should see some of the birthdays I wrote down years ago. But I got them right. I had to put it in my own language. This is making national news by now, and I'm sure you've seen the video. I'm not going to play the video because it's disturbing and a lot of people don't like it. Mississippi is headlines across America of the daycare center. Have you watched it? It's out there. I shared one of the stories. I think I've got it up. If not, I'll share it in a moment. But I think I did early this morning around 7 as we were putting things together. The daycare worker that was scaring the toddlers with the mask, where she'd get right in their face and scream at them for not, I guess, behaving well. She's been fired. She has posted a 19-minute apology. Most folks that have made comments on this said they watched it, didn't take it for real. Kids were terrified. We're always making the news some kind of way, aren't we? Not always in a good light for Mississippi. We hate that happened. I think the parents are going to leave the children there since the young lady that did that is no longer working at that daycare. As we look at things that make you scratch your head, Elon Musk, I think most of us heard him, that Telsa guy, the guy that's buying Twitter. He's in the news every other day. And I've heard other parents say this. Now, last count that I heard, I think that he's got somewhere around 10 kids. Is that right? That's a heap. That's a heap of children. He blames colleges. Woke colleges is the way he puts it, as turning his daughter against him. She's a transgender. She's 18. He accuses the college elite, America's elite, of turning them against parents and teaching them things they shouldn't know. He may have a point on that. I'll also see in the same breath as we go to a university in southern Maine where students are demanding that a professor be fired. You know why? I mean, they're demanding this. It was one last week we found out where the test was too hard. And the college fired him because, well, it was just too hard on the students. But we find now in Maine that the students are demanding that a professor be fired because she told them there was only two sexes in the world. That would be male and female. Will she be fired? I don't know. But that's what they're asking. I'm telling you, it does make you scratch your head sometimes. I spoke of this yesterday, the first time I'd really ever heard the man give a speech or comment. It's just, I've never listened to rap music. I've never heard him give an interview other than that little thing there that time with Taylor Swift when she was on stage. But Kanye West, also known now as, and I guess you pronounce this, and y'all get me if I pronounce this one wrong, Ye, Y-E is what he calls himself now, Ye. He said that he always liked Trump, but his friends and family told him that if he spoke out and said that he was a Trump fan, that his family would be criticized. And this is the quote from Fox News. He says, "There are so many fathers and mothers that go to work every day. They're in a situation where they're biting their tongue because they think it will be better for their children," he said. "So even me in my position, I was biting my tongue on my political opinion because I thought it would be better for my children." It's pretty strong, isn't it? He was told by friends and people that were close to him, if he said that he liked Donald Trump, he'd be in trouble and his kids would pay for it in school. They'd be picked on, and, well, a lot of truth to that, isn't it? People do that, even as adults. We all know that. Whoo, boy, a bridge was taken out in Russia. Have y'all seen that? As each day we get closer to being dragged into a conflict that will be horrible. We'll see what happens with that. In San Antonio, I watched the video on this. Have y'all seen this? Charges have been dropped against the 17-year-old as a rookie cop pulled up to a McDonald's. It was a kid in a car. He slides up beside it. The video is out there. You can watch it. He opens the door and pulls the gun, demands that the 17-year-old get out of the car. Now, I think we all know when a cop tells you to step out of the car, you should. The 17-year-old did not. He was eating a hamburger. He truly wasn't doing anything wrong. He was eating a hamburger. When the cop told him, when he jerked the door open, told him to get out, he put it in reverse, backed off. And that's when the rookie cop opened fire. He shot. The car made it to drive. He shot more. The car would come to rest a half a mile or so away with gunshot wounds. The 17-year-old's in critical condition. Now, the cop has been fired. They were originally going to charge the teen. They've dropped all charges against him. The cop seemed to think that it was a car that he had chased the night before and sped away. It ended up not being that car. The guy was just eating his hamburger. He should have gotten out, but he shot way too quick. This is a bad thing there. Expect a lawsuit to follow soon. San Antonio is where that went on. And final remarks of what's going on nationwide. Not sure if you've seen this, but they are officially renaming all forts with Confederate names. 9 of them are gone now. Those that will be being renamed are Fort Benning, Fort Gordon in Georgia, Fort Bragg in North Carolina, Fort Hood in Texas, Fort Rucker in Alabama, Fort Polk in Louisiana, Fort Hill, and Fort Pickett, Fort Lee in Virginia. All of those are getting new names. What's it going to cost? Only $63 million to the American taxpayer. There will be some other name changes as well, but that's what's going on. That's some headlines across America on that. Oh, boy, $63 million. That's a chunk of change, isn't it? It is there. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing. Tony Keller. A lot of folks have become soft in America. I agree with that. And it does make you wonder, how soft are we if we had to get into a conflict? I've often said it probably wouldn't hurt at this point in time in the United States when you turn 18. Go for that 6 weeks of training. Doesn't mean you're going anywhere. Just gives you a little direction in life of how to make beds, get up early, and listen to others. It's not all about you. Probably would be a good idea. I don't know if any politicians are watching or listening, but it'd be good to send that up the flagpole to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and somebody make some action on that. I really think it's reached that point. Again, I know a lot of parents would go, oh, no. But in the end, it may do your child some good to learn something like that. No matter who you are, what part of life, whether you're standing in New York, if you're standing in Mississippi or out in Texas, it's a great way to give yourself a little meaning there, find out what it's all about of being on time and responsibility. I think it'd be good. My 2 cents for this morning. Y'all stay close. We're going into the forecast next to let you know what to expect this weekend. And also, we're going to talk about a few of the events that are going on today. A few things that you can go out and visit. All right, that's all up and coming.
On this field, as on the gridiron, each inch is fought for and marked by sweat. Each inch taken through disciplined training. With a Kubota L2501 tackling each inch in the trenches, whether those inches are measured here or here, all adding up to yards. For each yard, Kubota measures victory, and the touchdown is Parrish Tractor. Here, we're much more than a tractor store.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
And welcome back. A few of the comments coming in. Jeff said, do you think any of those new names that they're going to name these bases will really make anybody feel better? Good question. I'll ponder on that. Scott said, do people think the next war will be fought with thumbs? Of course, we're talking about the video games there. Connie, thank you for watching the show. I appreciate that so much. Good morning to you. Charlie is up. Charlie Wiggins, glad to see you there. Summer Griffin's got a smile. She's ready for the sunshine. Let's see, Sean Humphreys in Buffalo, New York. Hello, New York. Big city. Can't say that maybe as a kid I passed through. I would like to visit, but I think I'm going to wait a little while till new management takes over the city where I feel like that I could get back home. A little too risky there for me right now. I'll hold off on that. As I said, we've got a few events going on today. Let's pull this up so we can take a look as we look at these PSAs that are going on throughout the community. Don't forget, there is a yard sale today. This is October the 8th, as I check my calendar to make sure. Kicked off this morning at 8 o'clock. It will last until 1. They're going to have a lot of different items up for grabs there as they try to raise money to fix the lake there at Lakemont. They've also got a raffle that they're going to be doing there. But if you'd like to pick up on a few household items, hadn't been to a yard sale in a while, drop off there. Chili cook-off tomorrow as we go to the Fleet Reserve. That's happening up on Highway 39. It will be from 12 until 2. Entry fee $10 to get your chili in there. And, of course, they're raising money there at the Fleet Reserve. $5 a bowl or $10 all you need of all the chili you want. That's tomorrow after church there. So help them out if you can there. Also, Meridian Lauderdale County Library, as we get ready for this is coming up on the 11th, at the beginning of next week there at the Meridian Lauderdale County Library. A few other things. The Great Pumpkin Party is going to be offered at MCC. Hope you make it out for that. That's going to be on the 13th from 5 until 6:30. Learned a little bit there with the college. Hope you can make it out for that. All right, let's get into our forecast now. And again, if you've got a public service announcement, we'd love to hear from you. I've got tons here. I'm going to do some more as we get in toward the beginning of the week, talking about the different candy crawls that we have throughout the areas and where it will be. All that's on the way. Let's get into our forecast this morning, see what's happening.
Your forecast is brought to you by MEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Have to hit the right button, don't I, to pull up radar. There it is. As we look across Mississippi, it looks great there. Now, just out from Mobile, let me hit this button so you can see exactly what this means. As we go out to Mobile, there we go. It's a small craft advisory. Nothing to that. As we cross that Tennessee line, look at this. Jackson, Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Nashville, frost advisory. Look at that. Until 9 o'clock this morning. All this up here through Charleston, Wheeling, West Virginia, which means it's kind of cold in those areas. Matter of fact, while we're looking at this, let's just look at a few temperatures that we've got here, current temperatures across. We'll see 35, Nashville, Tennessee. Look at that. Now, that's downright cold. We hadn't made it here yet. As we, nope, made a mistake there. It's 54 in Nashville. The further north you go, 48 up here in this section as we get further into Kentucky. As we get up here, let's just go up here to West Virginia. As we look at this, temperature's 44 right now in West Virginia. Cooler. Almost read that wrong. As we go back to the great state of Mississippi, we've got 66 in Vicksburg. We're already up to 65 at Keyfield and Meridian. We're sitting at 62 degrees at NAS Meridian, 60 as we make it to Columbus Air Force Base. Down on the coast is sitting at 70 there for, well, as we get down for Cruisin the Coast this weekend. 70 already this morning. Not bad at all. All right, let's get into our breakdown of what we've got when it comes from the National Weather Service. As we pull this up today, they're saying, well, it might not make it to 79 after all. 78, 79 is what is expected today. The further west we go, Vicksburg, Jackson, 80, that area. As we make it up to Philadelphia, 76. And around Stark, Vegas, around 74 this morning. To the south, we'll see 82. As we go east into Bamaland, 76 there at Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, 74. We'll make it to about 76 there. Also, as you get over to the area of Livingston, those places, warmer toward the coast there. Montgomery, about 80 today. Now, again, we urge you not to burn anything today. Not good at all. As we see Laurel, Hattiesburg included this with Meridian all the way up. It gets into a level 2 when you get into the Mississippi Delta. As we look at this, right now we're at normal temperatures. We do have a heat wave out in California, those areas that will eventually make its way here. But as we look at our 7-day forecast, here's what we've got. Not bad as we glance at this morning, as we expect it to be 78 today, no more than 79. By tonight, we're looking 47 is 47 is our low. I almost said that wrong, didn't I? As we get into tomorrow, no chance of rain either, but still in those 40s. That's going to be perfect. 76 tomorrow. Wow, I like that. 79 on Monday as with the week goes across. Here's our one chance that we're going to get for deer season. Those folks wanting to get that seed in the ground, be prepared. Wednesday into Thursday, up to a 60% chance of rain on Thursday. Use it. Be ready for it. By Friday, the high only 73. Boy, that's going to really feel like fall, isn't it? As we jump ahead, and let's go all the way through October the 22nd, we're staying in the 70s. The 17th, it won't get any higher than 71. If I had to pick a day, that would be it there. Monday, the 17th and 18th, sunshine, and 71. All the way through the 22nd, we're seeing that 76 for a high. That's not bad. All right, let's pull over and check the tropics this morning. And we do have one. It's turned into a tropical storm. This is Julia. This morning, she's clocking at 58 miles an hour. She has gusts of 69, moving west at 18 miles an hour. And we pull this up on radar. Let me show you this of where we are, what Julia is up to out there as we come across and look at this. Let's go down and the spaghetti models. I want to be very clear on this. There's been a lot of talk of this as we go back to Meridian Honda radar. Here she sits this morning as she's making her way towards South America. Most likely this will hit Mexico and die out. We do have a couple strands that could put it in the Gulf. Not likely. It's most likely as you turn off these let's go here and turn this off here, these spaghetti strands, and you look at this. Most likely it will curve and just kind of go through here. But it is something to watch as we look at this. This will be on Monday. It is down to 35 miles an hour. We'll see what she does and follow it. But as of now, no threat to us. As we watch this, we hope she stays away and just kind of fades out. That's what we're hoping for. The only thing we got showing this morning on all of that. All right, let's talk about fishing. What's going to happen today as we head over to Chet's Paint and Body. Chet tells us what the best time to fish today is. Well, get out there at noon today. Noon until about 2 o'clock this afternoon will be the best time to wet a hook. The wind's going to be north-northeast, 5 to 15, with gusts of up to 20 miles an hour. Now, that'll grab a line if you're not prepared for it. Always throw with the wind. Don't go against. It could become kind of bad there. Have I tried some reading glasses? Oh, yes, I have. I've got another surgery coming up. I think on the 12th, I got to go back and have my eyes readjusted. Said it'll only take a minute. I'm hoping so. I always get scared when I go to doctors. I'm just like everybody else. You say that D word and I start sweating. What are they going to do to me? Yeah, I'm just scared of them. Not going to lie. I can handle the shot. It's just the thought of going. It's all in your head. But I'll go get that straightened out. It'll get better as we go. Let's see. That kind of winds things up as we gave a brief overview of what's going on in our area and a quick glance across the nation this morning. I'll be here throughout the day as things happen. We'll post to let you know as well on into the tomorrow. We'll be back Monday morning beginning at 6:30 and then again at 8 with Candace as we start your week again. Can you believe this? October the 8th. This month's flying. Trick-or-treating is coming. Kids are excited about the candy. Enjoy yourself today, and don't forget to join us 6:30 also as we'll have Collinsville First Baptist Church. Brother Ben will share his message with us on Monday. Thank y'all for dropping by and being part of the show with us here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: